Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again, it is time for a max effort lower day, but a quick reminder for those of you who watch these videos, please remember to click like down below, be greatly appreciated. Wasn't the best workout. I was really sleepy. I took too much melatonin last night, didn't quite get enough sleep in spite of it, and I couldn't get my band set up right. Felt like I was yawning all through my workout, lethargic, but still got some good work done. The bands were too loose on this. And when I warmed up, I was watching the bands and they looked okay from the sides when I sat on the box. They had slack in them at the bottom. Now they were still at 165 before the lockout, of course, because that's the way bands work, but still, I'm noting it, but I'm going to count it as a snafu. And I could have made another jump easily, but I'm like, it's going to throw my math off and everything. I will get the bands tighter next time. I need to work more with getting these bands figured out with this bar. Right? I need to get it figured out. But the upside, we still had 500 at the top off the box with that bar. Now, a goal I've set is, of course, what? To get 500 with every bar I have off that box straight weight. Right? All 4 barbells. That's going to be a goal. Deadlifts, I used around 250 pounds of band tension. It's kind of hard to measure when we start getting into these levels of bands, so I'm going off the math I have. Should be about 250. Now, you guys will notice I struggled up at the lockout. My upper back didn't lock. My grip held great, which means my grip training's been paying off. We need more upper back work. So when we came over to, and you guys are going to notice I'm going to do a lot more 5s and 6s now. But you guys are going to notice I was going to continue with the cambered bar, but I'm like, look, if my upper back needs the extra work on my deadlifts, I better do all my good mornings with this bar again for a while. So, and I'm changing the name in my notes. Instead of calling these a power good morning, we'll call them a wide stance good morning. And I'm going the full range of motion that I can, by the way. It's as deep as we can go. All right. And again, because of the hip angles. So these are harder, much harder than the narrower stance. So I've been able to get 10s with this weight with the narrow stance. The wide stance started with 5s on this. They were really hard. Felt a ton of hip and adductor. And of course my upper back. Fortunately, my neck training on some of my off days, I try to do about 6 sets a week of neck extensions on my off days, allowing me to handle this bar better. But we're going to have to work with this bar a lot. I'm going to run different versions of the good morning. I'm going to try to progress on each one as I go and see if we can get that upper back to come up. I feel like that phase of Romanian deadlifts and taking this bar out for good mornings for a while did great things for stuff like my hamstrings and adductors. My upper back, not as much. It needs to be a big priority right now for me. I need to bring it back up because that's going to affect my deadlift lockouts. Got to fix it. And again, I'm doing tons and tons and tons of rowing. So upper back is getting a very, very high priority in my overall training. We're going to continue to make that a big priority. And some people who noted the status today on Facebook, yes, I am looking into getting a hip belt squat machine. I feel like at this point in the game, it would be invaluable to me for a number of reasons. Number one, to help bring my sumo up, make sure my lower body's up to speed on the squats while I continue, and I'll use it as a lower body hypertrophy tool, along with my sled drag, speed boxes, all that. I feel like it'll broaden my strength base more. Although bench is going to be probably my highest priority for a while. It's going to be a highest priority. One reason I'm doing all this extra upper back work. So this is part of my grip training, is to use this bar on my lower days, and then I do 2 types of rows on upper days, and I'm going to start doing weighted pull-ups. I should be getting one of the grips for the top of my rogue rack soon, so we can hopefully rotate through neutral grip variations. I'd like to have 4 different types of pull-ups. Right? I'm not going to do chins. I'm done with supine grip stuff. I don't feel like it's good for longevity under the iron. I don't need the tendinitis and all of that in my bicep tendons. It's not worth it to me. I can build biceps using pull-ups and hammer curls. So that's what we're going to do. On this today, though, I did 5s. I started with 230 and I realized it was too light. Went up to 240. 240 felt good. Nice and challenging for my grip. And again, the beauty of this, it's a minor stimulus, so I'm not worried about exceeding my upper back sets per week. Based on these workouts, it's just giving me a little extra blood flow and work to the upper back while hammering that grip with a good grip exercise. And then I do my real upper back work on lower days. All right, here we went over to the hardest setting that I can fit inside of on the GHR, and we go with a hyperextension. We got 6, 6, and 7. I'm wanting to stay around 5 or 6, which means I'm going to have to find a way to add resistance with this setup. So I'm probably going to alternate plates and bands, right? So that I get some variation, so that I have 2 movements I can rotate through while keeping the GHR in. So again, these went good. They felt good on the hamstrings. Hamstring strength is coming along great, although we can never have too strong a hamstrings. I'm in a real good situation right now with mine. So I feel like for me, it's not going to be a limit. I feel like as far as a lot of my lower body stuff goes, really hips and my back. Just my back in general need the work. It doesn't mean we don't train the hamstrings though, right? Hamstrings need to be a priority. We're going to continue to do GHRs indefinitely. But I think that's going to be basically the staples. If I have those tools to work with, because I've got specialty bars for good mornings, I can run different stances on that safety bar for now. I can run bands, chains, whatever I need to do. I can do it off slings if I need to. Dead stop. So that I have a lot of variation so that I can keep hammering that upper back and still have a good morning in. Because good mornings really made me. And again, I went over to RDLs for a while. They're nice. I don't get as much out of them. I really don't. I don't feel like I got stronger as a result of those RDLs. They're a nice hamstring hypertrophy tool. And a lot of my clients get a lot out of them. For me, I just don't get as much as I do out of good mornings as far as broader utility. But again, a belt squat combined with those ability to do good mornings, have these variations of the GHR, and then have my reverse hyper and sled drags. That will be my staple lower body accessories. Okay, that's going to be it. It's all I need. Those variations of those to rotate through will give me everything that I need. But right now, that upper back and lower back, all of it needs to be a priority. I'm getting real strong at the strict reverse hypers now. Remember, we started at 180. They were a struggle. This is 290. I got my 10-10, then I got 12. Means I need to bump weight again. I'm going to be up past 300 on these soon for the stricter reps, to where I don't let it swing forward at the bottom, and I try to squeeze my back atop, because you can't really hold it there, but I try to flex it at the top. And again, we limit the bottom range of motion so that we don't swing and have inertia when we come back up. These are getting real strong, so my low back strength is coming up dramatically. I'm very happy about that. So, you know, the maxes were meh today. Accessory work was great. Happy with all of it. So I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.